This is the Jabra Elite 85H. I'm Josh Smith with GottaBeMobile.com. I want to tell you why this is my new go-to active noise canceling headset. It won an editor's choice over at Gotta Be Mobile. I'm going to walk you through what I like about this and a few small things that you'll have to live with if you choose this headset. Right off the bat, I found that the noise canceling in this headset is very good. I did some side-by-side testing with the Bose QC35, which I also own, and I found that they did a very similar job, and it also feels in line with what I've experienced on Sony's lineup. So you're not going to have to give up any noise canceling. The times that I use something like this is when I'm at home, because I have an air conditioning unit right over here, and if I'm working, the drone from that air conditioning unit sounds a lot like that drone when you're on an airplane. This can knock that out very easily. It's also really good at drowning out sounds from my living room, like murmur from a Netflix show if my wife is home watching TV, and other sounds that you hear throughout your neighborhood. Now, a lot of times I'll go to a coffee shop and I want that coffee shop ambience because it helps me kind of focus a little bit, but if I don't, this does a good job of drowning that out. One of the interesting things about Jabra's solution here with noise canceling is you actually have several different profiles. It can use AI and a multitude of microphones in here to decide which setting you want to be in. So there's in public, there's commute, and then there is in private. And each of those kind of tweaks the sound profile a little bit, and you also get some hear through when you're in some of those settings. And basically what that does is it turns on these microphones and it lets you listen to the environment around you while still having a little bit of noise cancellation and still listening to whatever you're watching or listening to. So it's really handy if you need to pay attention to announcements over a PA in a public setting, or if you just want to be aware of your surroundings as you're walking around in a downtown area. You can go ahead and turn that on through Smart Sound, which will go ahead and switch between those modes automatically, or you can toggle between them yourself. I found that the sound quality is very good. It's not going to match a set of dedicated audiophile headphones, but in the noise canceling arena, I felt that it sounded a little bit better than Bose and pretty much on par with what Sony has to offer. Now you can optimize the sound through an EQ, and you can even set a different EQ for each of those different in public, commute, and in private modes. I found that the Energize EQ really fit my listening profile very well. Whether I'm listening to music to get some work done, watching the Beard Guys or Choco Taco on Twitch, or just enjoy a movie on my iPad, these headphones have really excelled. Now, another area where they stand out is in call quality. So most of the people I talk to aren't super picky about call quality, but I am a little bit picky about what they sound like to me. However, my coworker is extremely picky about call quality. Typically, he can tell right away if I'm calling him on anything other than AirPods, because the AirPods have pretty good call quality, especially with FaceTime audio, which is what we use to talk most of the time. Now, with these on, I did a test call with him and found that the call quality on his end from the Jabra Elite 85H was on par with the AirPods over FaceTime audio, which is high praise from that coworker. There's two really cool options that you get when you're making calls. The first is that you can boost the bass or the treble of the caller's voice. So if you have trouble hearing certain people, you can go ahead and boost that right in the settings on the Jabra app. The other thing that happens is when you have these on your head and you're on a call, side tone is turned on. And basically what that means is your voice comes through, so that you're not going to start yelling while you're on a phone call. It's really handy. It's a feature that I look for in a lot of gaming headsets, but I haven't found in a lot of over-the-ear headsets. So if you make a lot of calls, the Jabra Elite 85H is something that's really going to stand out when you compare it to the competition. And you can adjust the volume of that side tone in settings. Now, there are on-ear sensors, so when I put these on, they'll resume my music. When I take them off, it'll pause my music or it'll pause my video. If I have it connected to my Mac and I'm watching a YouTube video, it'll even pause that. You can also set it up so it'll automatically answer a phone call when you go like this and put them on if your phone is ringing. I really like the build quality. It feels more substantial than the QC35 Generation 1 that I own. It has a fabric cover over the top of the headband and along the ear cups. As far as buttons go, the right ear cup is where most of your buttons are. There's volume up, volume down, and a center button here that you can use to play and pause. You can also do a variety of taps or long presses to do other controls, but I find that most of the time what I want to do is play pause and go to the next track or turn the volume up or down. Now, when they first announced this, you were going to be able to summon a digital assistant just by talking, but they cut that because it was cutting into battery life way too much. So instead, we have a small button right here, and this will summon your voice assistant. So that can be Siri, Google Assistant, or Alexa. You do have to choose one. You can't have it set up for all of them at the same time, but that will go ahead and do that. There's another small button on the left ear cup, and that toggles through here through active noise cancellation on and active noise cancellation off. Overall, the comfort is very good. I like the ear pads. They're nice and squishy, and the headband has some nice support built into it. They are a little bit heavier than the Bose QC35, but I haven't run into any issues wearing them for longer times. They fold up pretty compact, and there is a case that Jabra includes so you can throw them into your bag without worrying about breaking them. It's handy for going on a plane. One thing I do like is when they're in the correct orientation, the ear cups go flat. And so this to me is more comfortable than the Bose model, which has them pointing out and away from you. Now, one issue that I do run into when I'm using these is, say I set them down on the table like this, when I go to pick them up, sometimes the headphone will twist, and that is on and off. So when I turn it like this, it turns the headphone off. So I have to reconnect it to my MacBook. Now, the reconnection process on iPhone and iPad is pretty quick. With MacBook, sometimes it takes a little bit longer. It's not a deal breaker, but I wish I could configure that in settings so that this would not turn it off when it's connected to a computer. Battery life is really good. You're looking at 36 hours with active noise cancellation on, about 41 with it off. I use active noise cancellation almost all the time that I'm using these headphones because it's really good and it helps me focus or just tune out and enjoy a movie late at night. Now, when you do need to charge, what's great about these compared to a Bose QC35 Gen 1 or Gen 2 is that they use USB-C, so you can grab your Android charger, your MacBook charger, or even your iPad Pro charger and charges up. You no longer need to carry around a micro USB. And that was one of the last reasons I was carrying a micro USB with me was for my headphones. With these, I no longer need to do that. While I like this fabric design, it can pick up dust or debris a little bit more than a hard plastic material. I've been able to remove all of that with a damp cloth, so it's not a huge issue, but it's something to keep in mind. The Jabra Elite 85H is available at Best Buy, Amazon, and direct from Jabra. It retails for $299, and we've seen a few sales on it already. It is one of the best active noise canceling headphones that you can buy, and it's my pick for an active noise canceling headphone to buy in 2019 because it delivers an astounding amount of value, some really cool features, great battery life, and a killer design. Thanks for joining me to check out the Jabra Elite 85H. You can find out more. There's a link down in the description below to pick some up, a link to our full review. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps us out. Leave us a comment and let us know what you're looking for in a pair of active noise canceling headphones, and subscribe for more from Gotta Be Mobile. If you hit that bell icon, you'll get a notification when we post a new video. Thanks for watching.